time if we have seen, then you may have seen that each and every work requires management, otherwise the work or the goal of the business cannot be achieved. Now what is the concept for principle of management? Here we will go. The concept of principle of management is management principles have direct relation with the human behavior. As you know that a single person cannot handle their own business, and so they appoint different person according to their qualification and skill, and this work is been observed by the head of the department, and so it is done by the human labor. Hence there is a space of addition of new principles with the changes from time to time. Management principles are detailed and particular guide for decision making and its implementation. So principle of management is required in each and every business, and for achieving the goal, if the management is having successful, then definitely their work and their goal is been achieved. Now what are the nature of the principle of management? The first one is it is universal acceptance. In each and every places, every work, we find that principle of management is followed right from ancient time till today. We will find that the principle of management is been accepted, and there are people working for different employers and giving their best to achieve the goal. Hence it is universally accepted that principle of management is required in each and every work. Second point is it is flexible, because unless and until your principle of management is flexible, you will not achieve the goal, because whenever you are not achieving the goal, definitely you have to make changes in the principle of your management, and so it is never rigid, it is always flexible in each and every business. The third nature of principle of management is general guidance. It guides, it gives you, it is formed by human behavior, and so each and every at different levels, we have seen earlier the three levels, top, middle and the bottom level. Everywhere you require and you are being guided by your superior, and so wherever guidance is necessary, you get the general guidance from each and every departmental head, so that your work becomes successful and the business achieve the maximum profit which is necessary for the business. The fourth point is it is based on human behavior. As we have discussed that each and every management is being conducted by people, and so it is based on human behavior. Each and every department is being handled by the different levels of the people having their qualification and skill for particular department, and so it is based on human behavior. The fifth point is contingency, that it is continually, your work never stop because of principle of management. The contingency is one of the element to apply in the principle of management. Achievement of goal can be made easier by a unit with taking a required decision. Through this, the wastage of resources can be stopped, and so this thing is very much necessary, and because of this the resources are being maintained. Now what are the importance point of principle of management? Here we will discuss the importance of principle of management. The first point is increase in managerial efficiency, because at each and every level of business, because of the principle of management, there is increase in managerial efficiency. Each and every person's work is being observed, and they are being guided at each and every level of the business, whether it is top level, middle level, bottom level, and so the efficiency of the people increases, and thus there is an increase in managerial efficiency. Now second point is maximum uses and effective administration of resources. Whatever resources are being used, whether it is for production or any of the business, there is maximum utilization of the resources. And here we are talking about the effective administration of resources, that different levels, different stages of production, at each and every level the workers are being guided by their superiors, and so they are being utilized and they are guided to the best of their part, and so every resources is being utilized to their maximum level. They are being heard and they are being guided by their superiors, and so it is been said that maximum usage and effective administration of resources. Third important point is useful for scientific and logical decisions, because whatever work is being done, first the research has been done on that work, and then scientifically and logically decisions are being taken, because here the labor class is not going to take the decisions are taken by the top level. They guide the middle level and bottom level, and so each and every decision has its logic behind it, whether it is production, whether it is marketing, any field you talk about. Because of the management, the work is done very scientifically and logically. Now the fourth point is to cope up with changing business environment. We know that each and every time there is a change in the fashion, there is change in the production, there is change in the method of production, and so you have to cope up with this latest technology. And so to cope up with this, the business management helps a lot. They give you the guidance of new technology that are arriving in the business, in the industry, in the different parts of the world, and so you will make the changes in your business also, whether it is for production, for marketing. All the different strategies are being developed and they are being planned out, and so you can earn maximum profit from your business. The fifth point is to fulfill social responsibility. It is not only just to earn the profit for the business, but because of principles of management, the company is able to generate so much of employment, so much of social work to help the people of the society. Right now only we can see that in the face of corona, so many, not only the government is taking initiative, but the social workers, even the general people, public, are taking and understanding their responsibility to look after one another, to make aware of the things to one another, and so it is to fulfill the social responsibility. The sixth point is useful of research. Whatever research is been done for the product that is produced, then and then they are going to have the product in the market. Otherwise they will have the side effects of that product if it is not, research work is not done. So for each and everything they are first having the research, they are giving the training to the workers, and then the development takes place. It is not that just because of management everything is going smoothly, but because of the principles of management, the research work is taken on, the training is been given, and that only the development of a business is going on. So this is a step by step, that everything depends on one another, and because of the coordination of all of them, the work or the business gets success in their businesses. Now the management thought, different gurus have given different of their thoughts right from ancient time till today. Till today they are giving their thoughts on economics, on management, and so here are four management theories that are been given by different gurus. Management thought. What is management thought? Management thought is a presentation of unique thought presented time to time. As I told you, it is not just once, it has been given many times, and many more times it will be given according to their more knowledge, according to the things that they are experiencing because of their experiences. Many management gurus have provided different principles by expressing different views in this thought, which is called management thought. In this, the first one is thought of classical theory. Here, what is thoughts of classical theory? Thoughts presented till the end of 19th century is called classical thoughts. Frederick Taylor, Henry Fayol contributed in these thoughts through scientific management and management principles respectively. Here the many thoughts are being presented by different economists such as Henry Fayol, Max Weber, Gilbreth, Henry Gent, Henry Fayol Taylor. They have contributed in the thoughts of classical theory. Henry Fayol in thoughts of classical theory has decided the three levels that we have discussed in the earlier chapter, that is top, middle and bottom level. And till the end of 19th century, formats and size started to change due to industrial revolution. And so after the classical thought, there came the thought of neoclassical theory. In this neoclassical theory, after 19th century, that is in the start of 20th century, Australian industrial psychologist Elton Meon Hawthorne created his thought. Neoclassical thought emphasis on the behavior oriented approach and group behavior of management. They have told us that in the starting of 20th century, he gave us the theory of neoclassical theory. In this theory, the different thoughts are being classified like informal organization, human behavior, human relations, inspiration, etc. are the elements on thoughts of classical theory. Elton Meon, Herzberg, Rosenliggs, all are the main contribution in these thoughts. In branches of thoughts of neoclassical theory, human relations or human behavior thoughts are being taken into consideration. Thank you. That's all for today.